Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the United Stand. We are literally we're 48, no, get it right. We're just over 24 hours away from the end of this transfer window. And what does it mean for Manchester United? Here I am, Mark Goldbridge, with your afternoon update. Back tonight as well at 8:30 with a more thorough look at the day, with literally a day to go on the transfer window. The breaking news is that Jose Mourinho has been spotted on his phone today, so that means a hell of a lot, doesn't it? I mean, people are actually reporting about that. But as the tagline says, Gareth Bale to Manchester United still possible. This is not my words. I said last night, I will do any forfeit you want me to do if Manchester United sign Gareth Bale. I would love Gareth Bale to come to Manchester United, but I do not believe it's going to happen. Not at this late stage. I don't think you can do a deal like that. And Bale wants to stay at Real Madrid. The only thing that's forcing this sort of into the press is, one, the ability to sell papers to Manchester United fans or clicks to United fans. Secondly, Real Madrid, there's a bit of a tension around Bale. The fans don't really want him anymore. Some of the players don't want him anymore, if you believe the reports. But do I want a player at Manchester United who basically is leaving Real Madrid because he's not wanted anymore? Di Maria rings a bell there. So no, just because he's British doesn't mean he gets away with it. I would like Bale at United, but he's got to want to come to United. And he's not shown any passion for that, which is why I don't believe you can do it in 24 hours. Some people do. Terry Gibson is somebody who's used for Sky Sports La Liga programme. He said it's very, very difficult, but it's not impossible. He's on international duty. His Welsh manager, Chris Coleman, has said that it's better for him to stay at Real Madrid. If you want to know why that is, it's the thing I always say about the Premier League compared to people like Lionel Messi and Ronaldo and the easy stat padding life they live in La Liga. The reason you would want Gareth Bale to stay in La Liga rather than come to the Premier League if you were the Wales manager is quite simply because La Liga is an easy league to play in. Apart from a handful of games every year in the Champions League, the vast majority of that league is nowhere near as competitive as the Premier League. So that's why that is. So I actually take it as a compliment that Chris Coleman wants him to stay in La Liga and not come to Manchester United, because Premier League is far more physical, far more demanding and far tougher fixtures. So Bale to Manchester United, not expecting anything, but a lot of you have been messaging me. A lot of you were on the live comments last night going on about it, saying, why have you not mentioned it? You've not mentioned it for a couple of days. Realistically, because I just don't think it can happen. And 97 million is what's being quoted now. But let's talk about the rest of the transfer window. Mahrez or Perisic, says FIFA Quadri. Look, I would take either. I would prefer Perisic. Mahrez is interesting. Riyad Mahrez, Leicester player. I got it wrong like yesterday. He's not a right side player. He's a left footer. He plays on the right side, obviously, quite a lot. To all those people who wanted me to take an L about Mahrez being left footed, look, Mahrez is a decent player. I'm a Manchester United fan. I don't have to know every foot of every single footballer. I don't have to study them to that extent. Would I take him at Manchester United based on what I've seen? Yes, I would. I would. At this late stage, I would. Would I have taken him 2 months ago? No. There are better options out there. Personally, I'd prefer Draxler. I'd prefer Perisic. I'd prefer Lamar. I'd prefer Felipe Anderson from Lazio. But Mahrez is Premier League proven and all those other names aren't. So that would be a bonus. £50 million is the stumbling block. Leicester will sell him for 50 million. Mourinho will pay 50 million. But the rumoured problem is the board don't want to pay 50 million. It's too much. What a surprise. What a shock. This is exactly what I've been saying for days now. This is nothing to do. I don't believe that Mourinho has been backed by the club. I think Mourinho has made it abundantly clear he wants a winger. Why have we not got a winger? We're not getting a winger unless something happens in the next day. We're not getting a winger, not because Mourinho hasn't identified players. We're not getting one because the club haven't backed him, because they're going, oh, it's too much money. Too much money, Jose. Too much Jose. No, they'll be American. Have a nice day. Have a cigar. Too much money. They don't speak like that. But you know what? That is the problem. That is why we're not getting a player in. I read a comment today from somebody I follow on Twitter, and I'm not going to give their name because they might get some hate. But what they actually said is, I think this is one of the worst transfer windows we've had in a long time. And they got a lot of hate. And he clarified it by saying, effectively, we've signed two players, Lukaku and Matic, because Lindelof's not ready. He can't even get on the bench. He's not ready, so he's not an improvement signing at the moment. So you should disregard Lindelof. So we've signed Lukaku and Matic. Matic is brilliant compared to what we've got, and Lukaku is a Premier League proven goal scorer. He's not proven in the Champions League. So we placed effectively, I know Zlatan will be back in January, but let's consider at this time last year we had a fit Zlatan. We've replaced a world-class striker in Zlatan who scored 28 goals, who's who is proven in the Champions League at the top level. We've replaced Zlatan and Rooney with Lukaku. Now, I think there's an argument to say that actually we're better off with Lukaku than those two. But effectively, a lot of people would say, you're having a laugh, Mark. You can't say that. So let's be totally fair and say Lukaku is a like-for-like replacement for what we already had last year with Zlatan and Rooney. Matic is an improvement. Lindelof isn't even ready. Is that enough for Manchester United to have done this transfer window when they finished 6th last year? Of course it's not. Of course it's not. Mourinho's doing what Mourinho does. Mourinho is overachieving with the squad that he has because he implements this absolute run-through brick walls mentality, and that's what we're seeing. I don't criticise the playing squad. I don't criticise Mourinho, but I don't think he's been backed in the transfer market. Spurs have done nothing in the transfer market, absolutely nothing until about a week ago. They've already surpassed us, I believe. They've bought that lad from Ajax, the centre-back. They're buying Aurier. That's 2 good signings for them. Arguably, with the players they've already got, that improves them from last year in relation to where their issues are. I don't think it's been good enough at all. Shori Corey, always here with a Real Madrid comment. He says, please take our reject Bale. Please, Asensio is way better. United is a small, desperate club. Cannot win the Champions League. Take all our rejects. Bale is a Madrid flop. Jose was spotted in London today. That's where his family live, Kartik. So you're telling me Memphis, Schneiderlin, Darmian and Basti wasn't worse, says Lucas Lettner. You know what, Lucas? I've been doing the United stand long enough. That summer when we signed Schweinsteiger, Memphis and Schneiderlin, I'll tell you what, I'll call any United fan a liar if they predicted what would happen out of that and they weren't excited. I was overly excited by Memphis. I thought he had everything to be good. Schneiderlin and Schweinsteiger, I remember that weekend, I was ecstatic. What went wrong there? All those signings were good. Darmian was a good signing. Daley Blind was a good signing. Di Maria was a good signing. Falcao was a good signing. They just didn't work for a multitude of reasons. And the biggest one was Van Gaal. It was an absolute joke. I think it will be better for Martial and Rashford if we sign Mahrez, says Jacob Sway Olofsson. The thing I'd like about Mahrez is the fact that he's a right-sided player. If you'd asked me this 2 weeks ago, I'd have said, no, it's got to be a left-sided player. But having watched us at the weekend against Leicester, funnily enough, we were so poor down the right-hand side at putting a cross into the box that I think Mahrez, as a specialist winger, would be good. Watu says he's got a horrible attitude. I don't think the idea of Bale moving to Manchester United, we're a young generation, says Lakeisha. He doesn't like the idea. Do you think he would wear number 7? Says NCB2 Gaming. So I don't know who we're talking about. I presume Bale would, but I don't think that's going to happen. Can't see any more coming in, says Danny Green. Sanchez has a worse attitude, says Robbie Jones. Most footballers have got a bad attitude now. They're ruled by the wallet. Most footballers are like that. There'll be footballers at United who are ruled by the wallet as well. It's not a reason to not want a player because they're a bit of a mercenary. That's what football's become. That's what the football clubs, the agents, the TV companies have turned football into. I'm not blind to it. I just love football. I love football. But I'm not blind to the fact that some of them are just awful mercenaries. AJL says he's just subscribed to the channel. Well done, pal. Best decision you'll ever make. What a fantastic community we've got with the live comments on the United Stand. So do get involved. Drop a like on the video and join us at 8:30 tonight where we'll have more transfer news. The latest thing in relation to Manchester United is this. There's slight rumours about Mahrez. There's very slim rumours about Aurier. He's sort of hinted that he's going to move, but it will. I've been 99% sure it's Spurs. Some people are sort of saying it could be United. Don't get your hopes up. As much as I'd like Aurier. I mean, just very quickly on that, I don't like City, but they signed Mendy. I don't really like Spurs, but they've signed Aurier. I'll put my hands up. Don't like either club, but fantastic fullbacks they've signed. Valencia apart, those two are better than the fullbacks we've currently got. Why were we not in the market for a fullback? I don't know. I think it all comes down to the fact that the owners have said you've only got so much money, and Mourinho can't work magic, especially not in this transfer market where the prices are so overinflated. I think he was given about 160 million. And he's fell short. He can't get everything he wants within that, and the club won't give him any more, which is a disgrace when everyone else is spending more. But there you go. Lamar is still linked to Liverpool, but Barcelona might want him now. I suspect that's to do with Coutinho. But as I said last night, and as we're going to pick up tomorrow lunchtime, tonight at 8:30, tomorrow night at 8:30, there are so many deals left to be done. Barkley, Sanchez, Renato Sanchez, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Lamar. Possibly Draxler. Aurier is not done yet. So there's loads and loads of deals left. It's going to be very exciting end to the transfer window. It's just whether United are going to be involved in it. Mahrez as well. And it's questionable because with every passing hour it becomes more difficult, because Manchester United is such a big club. When they are linked to somebody, it's very hard, or when we're trying to buy somebody, it's very hard not to know about it. And for that to have been kept quiet right until 24 hours before, we either need to be moving late and we're not in for them even now, or we're not in for anybody. And I think they're the two. I don't think we're in for anybody at the moment, and not concrete anyway. So we're either not going to sign anybody, or we're going to move in the next 24 hours very, very late for somebody. Because if you are a United target, it gets out. Brotherhood Gaming says 23 million for Aurier is peanuts. We should have got him for him 100%. I thought we were going to get him. How can our board not see that we need a left back, right back, backup, striker, backup, left winger, right winger, says Brian Price. They can see it, but what they feel they've got in Mourinho is what they had with Sir Alex Ferguson. Every summer we used to say about Man United under Sir Alex Ferguson, we need this, we need that, we need this. We wouldn't get it, and Sir Alex Ferguson would defy logic and win the title because he was amazing. They're trying to do it again with Mourinho, and what that does for the Glazers is makes them more profit. The less they spend, but the more successful we are, the bigger their profit lines, and they're trying to do it with Mourinho, who is capable of doing it. He is capable of winning the title with his squad, but it's a bigger challenge than it should be, because he should be backed with the players that he wants. But our owners are always about big profit lines, and that's why they won't back him. HDX says, who's your favourite player currently and of all time? I like that question. I will answer it. My favourite two players at the moment are Rashford and Martial. I've been saying that consistently for a long time. My favourite player of all time that I've seen play, and obviously I've supported United for over 3 decades now, so Roy Keane. I've always said that. My favourite player of all time for Manchester United that I haven't seen is Duncan Edwards, and that's based on, that's why he's right in front of me on the image. That's why that's probably one of the big reasons my granddad got into supporting Manchester United. And he, you know, never seen him play. Obviously, would be impossible. But been to his grave in Dudley a couple of times. Very important player to my granddad, and so I always hold him up as somebody that I think, you know, it's not my job to share the legacy of Duncan Edwards, but I take that on with since my granddad died. That's the reason. So he's my favourite player that I've never seen, but Roy Keane would be my favourite player that I've witnessed. Thanks everybody for watching. Back tonight at 8:30. Hopefully there will be some deals sort of coming up, but if not, we'll have to get on with it. But Bale, I don't think so. Give us your thoughts. Thanks for watching. I'll be back at 8:30.